How's it going, YouTube? This is TCGO, and today I am going to be restarting a series that, well, so far I only made one video of, and the time I made that video was something like 6 months ago. So anyway, let's get back to this series of me showing off Pokemon trading card game decks. This is a deck that, well, that people have really been excited about until Lysander's Trump card got banned. If you guys want to know the whole reason it got banned, then I have a video on it. Just Google Lysander's Trump card and it'll probably be the first result on YouTube. Anyway, so what I have here is a deck revolving around this. As you can see, this is Mega Rayquaza EX. Has an attack Emerald Break. It does 30 times the number of your benched Pokemon. At first, that may not seem very powerful. I mean, most you can put on your bench is 5 Pokemon, so at most this thing can only do 150 damage, right? That certainly can't knock out many EXs, and, well, this thing is also weak to lightning, so what gives? Raichu is an extremely powerful card, and even without Raichu, we got Dedenne, we got Mega Manectric, we got all sorts of cards that can get rid of this. So why is this such a hyped deck? Well, there are several things that really make this deck work. Let's take a look at one of the first ones. This beautiful card, Shaman EX. It has an ability called Setup. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. Just think about it. Say you only have 3 cards left in your hand, one of them is Ultra Ball. Well, then if you Ultra Ball away the other 2 cards and get a Shaman, put that down, all of a sudden you can get 6 brand new cards, and that's not even your supporter for the turn. This is a really good way to go through your deck very quickly, get the cards you need. This is also one reason why Lysander's Trump card kind of hurt this deck. All of a sudden, you need to be a little more careful when playing this card. You can't just play it endlessly and then play Lysander's Trump card in case you risk decking out. I found a pretty good way of making sure not to deck out, and that is to simply not go for Shaman all the time. Because there's a whole lot of other Pokemon that really help. The biggest one is this ancient trait Altaria with the clear humming ability. Each of your colorless Pokemon has no weakness. So all of a sudden, that Raichu that might have potentially one-shotted your Rayquaza, now it doesn't. There's really no way to knock out a Mega Rayquaza in one hit unless you're up against another Mega Rayquaza deck. So that's pretty darn good. But that still doesn't help explain, you know, well, where's all the damage coming from? You're still only maxing out at 150, right? Wrong! We've got this Skyfield Stadium. Each player can have up to 8 Pokemon on his or her bench, so all of a sudden, Emerald Break, it used to do 150, now it could do way, way, way more. It does 150 plus another, what, 90? So it can do potentially 240 damage, which is enough to knock out basically every single thing in format except for Wailord, and Wailord is played so little it's no big deal. There's quite a few other cards that make this deck work. You need to evolve from this Rayquaza, or any Rayquaza, but this one's really good because it's colorless, its intensifying burn does 60 to EXs for 1 energy. Another thing that really makes this deck work is this Winona supporter. Search your deck for 3 colorless Pokemon. So let's say your first turn you had a bad start, but you do have Winona. You can Winona for this Rayquaza, and then a Mega Rayquaza, and then a Shaman on top of all that. So that really works well. This Rayquaza also has the Delta Evolution Ancient Trait. You may play this card from your hand to evolve a Pokemon during your first turn or the turn that you put that Pokemon into play. Of course, you still lose your turn by Mega Evolving, and that is why it's not a bad idea to also run a few Rayquaza Spirit Links in this deck. So that's a pretty good card to help Mega Evolve instantly. I mean, if you go second turn, there's a pretty good chance that you could Emerald Break for the full 240 if you're lucky enough and if you know what you're doing. And honestly, Emerald Breaking for at least 180 on your first turn is not unheard of. There's also a few cards that I put in here that some people may end up switching out. I went with the Altaria line, 1/1 Swablu and Altaria. A bunch of people decide, nah, instead I will put another attacker in there like Raichu. That's especially good against Safeguard Pokemon, but luckily I haven't actually run into too many Safeguarding Pokemon, and yeah, I do have to think about that though, but luckily after the next rotation, they will no longer exist. I also have a Virizion EX. Whenever there's each of your Pokemon that has a grass energy attached to it can't be affected by special conditions, and that's also why my basic energy for this deck is grass, to stick on these Pokemon, and all of a sudden, as long as the Verzian's on the bench, not only adds damage for Emerald Break, but it also adds no special conditions. I can't be hit by Hypnotoxic Laser or something like that. Also, another card that really comes in handy is this Mega Turbo. Attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon. Since you can usually only attach one card per turn, or energy, dang, I can't talk, one energy per turn from hand, what usually happens is you want to get a double colorless energy on your Rayquazas as quickly as possible, and then discard the grass energy so you can use the Mega Turbo and put it on the Rayquazas. It's really that fast. It does require 3 energy, but, well, with that combination, you can get all 3 on it in just one turn, which is really nice. Let's see, I do, my A-spec of choice was Dowsing Machine, just, especially after Lysander's trump card. When it becomes apparent that you might be at a risk of decking out, it's probably best to, use this to get cards out of your discard pile. Another card that's really great in this is Sacred Ash. Shuffle 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Really great before Lysander's trump card of getting your Shaymins back, or maybe your Swablu, Virizion, but now it's just really great at making sure you don't deck out. I have a Mr. Mime with Bench Barrier, prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon by attacks. It's really great against, say, if a Darkrai EX comes out or something like that. It just really protects the bench, and in any case, even if you never use it during the game, it's still there and it adds damage for Emerald Break. I do have 1 Escape Rope and 1 Switch. Ideally, you don't want to be switching out once you're active, but every now and then you do kind of need to be in that position. Maybe you start with a Shaymin. It does happen, unfortunately. Maybe you'll want to switch out. In case you have some luck, maybe you can flip a few heads on the Super Scoop Up to get those Shaymins up, or maybe something that's on the verge of being knocked out. And then I do have 1 AZ to do the job in case that doesn't work. I do have 2 Startling Megaphone. I'm one of those people who really does believe that 2 of these is required in every deck. I just believe that tools are that big of a deal. They need to be just gotten rid of as soon as possible. Let's see, I do have VS Seeker, 2 of those. Every deck needs 2. I have 3 Ultra Balls. This could vary, Colress is an extremely strong supporter because if your opponent has 0 on their bench and you have 8 on yours, you can Colress for 8. If both of you have a full bench, you can Colress for 16. Again, you do need to be careful about not decking yourself out. So many people complain, oh man, now we have to actually think before we attack. Well, that's the whole point of the Pokemon trading card game, is to just think carefully and creatively. I have 2 Lysander because if a Safeguard Pokemon is active, I want to get them out of there. I have 3 N, 4 Skyla. Skyla is just the supporter of the deck. It can get other supporters that you can use for next turn. It can get item cards. It can get those Skyfield Stadiums. It can get everything. I have 1 Teammates. I believe that every deck requires at least 1 Teammates. Some require 2. Let's see, I already showed off my Winona, my Skyfield, Rayquaza Spirit Links, DCEs, and Grass Energies, and that is the whole makeup of this deck. Let me go ahead and jump into a game, and we'll see how I do with it. Okay, it looks like I am hopping into a game, and it's giving me the advantage. It looks like it's a dark, and I saw an electric energy in the preview, so I'm going to guess that I'm up against an Yveltal Manectric deck, and it does look like that's the case. We see the Manectric Spirit Link, I see Colress Energy Switch. This is obviously a Manectric deck of some kind. And my sole starting Pokemon was Swablu, and my opponent's going first. Hopefully, off this mulligan, I get another... Nope. Too good to be true. I might just get knocked out here and have to start a whole new game. We'll see. Luckily, my opponent cannot attack first turn. If he could, he can easily retreat into that Reshiram, put on a DCE, and, well, I don't know. Okay, we're going to see Professor's Ladder for Grass, or for Darkness Energy. We see an Ultra Ball. He got rid of another Ultra Ball and the Darkness Energy. Kind of want them in there. Goes for Manectric EX. Usually that would be a problem because, Mega Rayquaza is weak to Electric. But not only do I have the Swablu in play, I saw from my opening hand that I also have the Altaria. So weakness is not going to be a problem, I don't think. I do have a slight problem here in that I don't have any other basics, so I'm going to need to N. Yeah, I'm just going to N. And alright, I got a Shaymin. So here I'm actually going to Ultra Ball away Grass Energy, and I can't decide between the Sacred Ash or the Lysander. I need the Winona for next turn, so I think I'll go ahead and get rid of the Sacred Ash. And I'll get this Rayquaza. Drop that and then drop my Shaman. Use its setup ability, and alright, I can actually evolve right now. Now, the thing is, I need to keep this thing alive, like right now. I don't want to attach an energy and retreat it, though. But there's really nothing else I can do. I can, like, attach 2 energy and attack, but I think my best bet is just to attach, retreat into Rayquaza. That's not what I wanted to do, but it's what I have to do. It is what it is. Okay, we do see the Muscle Band, and the Manectric Spirit Link, and Shadow Circle replacing my Sky Field, and then the Colress. And this thing is going to do Evil Ball for a lot. Okay, I'm going to attach the Double Colorless to Rayquaza. I'm going to Winona. This is tough. Now, do I want to? Yeah, I need to Winona here. I'm going to get a Shaman because I need to draw into a Spirit Link so I don't lose my turn by Mega Evolving, and I don't know what else to get. I guess another Rayquaza. Do I have all the bench space for that? Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put that down, then I'm going to put this down, and let's see what I draw into off these 3 cards, and alright, I did get the Spirit Link. I also needed the... dang it, I needed the Mega Turbo and I got it, so now I'm going to do Emerald Break for 130, or 150 rather. It's not a knockout, but see, I just saved myself there. Now I'm trying to think of what I want to do for next turn. We'll see what he does. He could always end me, although that would not be the best option for him to do. I could Skyla for Sky Field. I could VS Seeker for a Lysander, or no, not a Lysander, I don't know, a Winona, but I don't know. Yeah, we're going to see the Evil Ball for knockout here. So there was the knockout, but at least this thing is within knockout range, and my opponent doesn't have enough energy to do much. So I'm going to promote my my Rayquaza, and alright, I did get the double colorless energy. So now what do I want to do? Is my Colress in the discard pile? No, it's not. So I could Skyla for a Shaman. That might just be my best bet. I'm going to Skyla for the Shaman. I need to draw cards. And so far, that's the only way to draw a card. I'm going to Skyla for the Ultra Ball for the Shaman, is what I meant to say. Okay, where are you, Ultra Ball? There you are. Now I will Ultra Ball away these cards and get another Shaman. And you can see how fast I can draw cards here if I'm not careful. So, okay, I did get the Megaphone. May as well play that. I can just Intensify and Burn here for knockout. No reason not to. And I get my 2 prizes. No Mega Rayquaza and all that. Maybe I should get... Oh, maybe I should get a Dazzling Machine and bring out my Sacred Ash. I don't know. We do see the Enhanced Hammer. That is a thing. Hammers really do hurt this deck a lot, but oh well. There's the Darkrai EX. Now everything with the Darkness energy on it has free retreats. And there's the N, putting me down to 4. Luckily, these are not bad cards. We'll see what I get off of that. Okay, I got a Skyla. I'm going to drop my Sky Field. I'm going to see if I can't super scoop up a Shaman. And I can. Okay. I'm going to Skyla for the Rayquaza Spirit Link, Mega Evolve, and then use my Shaman to draw some more cards. Now, as you can see down here, I only have 26 cards left in my deck, so this is where I really do have to start being careful. And now I can Mega Turbo onto that, and as long as I draw into a double colorless energy, then I'm good. I did! How about that? Wow, this is a really horrible hand to start with, but I'm in a pretty good position right here. Now I can just Emerald Break for knockout. So we'll see what he does. He has no energy on the field, and I just got ahead on prizes. So this is just how powerful this deck is. I am down to 19 cards. He has 31, so I am at more of a risk of decking out than he is, but as long as I get 1 more Pokemon on the field, I am one-shotting everything he has. 2 more, and I'm even one-shotting his Mega Manectric if he ever gets one into play. He does put a double colorless energy on that Yveltal. We're going to see the VS Seeker for a Colress, which he cannot play right now since he just played a supporter. And if I wanted to, I could just Dowsing Machine for the Lysander, bring up the Yveltal and deal damage, but I think instead I will just Cold Rest here, and, that looks interesting. Now I do have 15 cards in my deck, so I don't want to risk having any more taken out. Okay, how many Rayquazas are left in my discard pile? There's one in my discard pile and one active. That means there's two between my prizes and my deck. I need to make sure I actually get one. You know, I should probably actually just get a Rayquaza right now. And then I'll get rid of... what else? I want to keep the Dowsing Machine for later. I guess I'll get rid of the Escape Rope. And, okay, there is one here, which means there's one prized. Good information. And I can put that down thanks to that Skyfield. Look at that, 6 Pokemon on my bench. And I will put the Spirit Link there. And I guess the DCE, I know he has hammers, I know he might put out a Starling Megaphone at any point, but I'm just pretending that he doesn't have it for now. And, okay, I actually drew into my Rayquaza, how about that? And then next turn, if I want, I can get Mega Rayquaza, but I am in no danger of being knocked out here. So he's just going to promote his Yveltal. It's all set up to do either Y-Cyclone or Evil Ball. Evil Ball would do more. Okay, he got rid of my Skyfield, actually. Okay, so in this situation, I'll just put my Shaman in there. No reason to keep it around. Okay, now actually I need a Skyla for Skyfield, unless they're all prized, and I think... I only run 2, yeah, and they're both prized. So I'm going to need a Dowsing Machine for the Skyfield if I expect to one-shot this thing. And you know what? I'm going to be able to. So let's just Dowsing Machine, get rid of 2 random cards, get my Skyfield. If he concedes before I'm done, then that'll be a little disappointing. But in this case, I won, guys. And I'm just going to say good game to my opponent. And this is going to be exact. 10 damage more necessary, but there we go. Emerald Break 4 knockout and the game. So I hope you all enjoy. I hope this was a pretty good video demonstrating just how good this was. I had a horrible start. I just came right back and just kept pushing ever after. And I still have 13 cards left in my deck. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I promise I'll try to keep this series going more often. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.